You got to believe what he said about you. You got to believe what he said about your children. You got to believe what he said about your marriage and your finances and everything that's attached to you. You've got to change your mind. Look at somebody and say, change your mind, baby. So now in that 10th verse, he says, and there was a famine in the land. And Abram went down to Egypt to dwell there, for the famine was severe in the land. And it came to pass when he was close to entering Egypt that he said to Sarah, his wife, indeed, I know that you are a woman of beautiful countenance. Therefore, it would happen when the Egyptians see you that they will say, this is his wife, and they shall kill me. But they will let you live. Please say you are my sister, that it may be well with me for your sake, and that I may live because of you. So God gives him a promise, but he's not mature enough to trust the word that God said. And they're just like us. God give us a promise, but yet we still trying to say, well, maybe God, maybe you want me to do it like this. Maybe you want me to do it like this. But the interesting thing is that he was in the midst of a famine, but he still had a promise. His outward situation didn't change the word that God spoke over his life. God said, God is with you even in the midst of storms, even in the midst of trials, even in the midst of your crisis of faith. God is still with you. And he's waiting for you to believe again. Look at somebody and say, believe again. Believe in what he said again. So Abram gets in this place of trying to figure out a way of preserving his wife. But one thing about it, God is going to preserve you no matter what. Because the promise is bigger than those that come against you. Even if he went in there, they couldn't kill Abraham because God said, I'm going to make you a father. And he wasn't a father yet. So it didn't matter if he was saying that's my wife or not. But fear arose in his heart because he didn't have confidence in what God said yet. And I'm wondering how many of you don't have confidence in what God told you yet. Your faith is failing. It's failing because you have not put your full trust and your full confidence in what he said is going to happen. And then you got to relax and get in the timing of God. Get in the place where God, I'm not going to age to a place to where I'm not going to get this promise. If you got to let me live to be 80 years old in perfect health, then so be it. To get what you said I'm going to have, then that's what's going to happen. God used Moses at 80 years old to lead the people out. So it doesn't matter the age. It matters that God said it. So when God says a thing, you don't have to fear and worry because he is faithful to his word. He goes into Egypt trying to fix the situation because he had not developed a confidence in the ability and the might of the Lord.